Now on to a story that News First has been following lately. This morning we found out that the 8 Sri Lankans who were aboard a UAE vessel were released by the so-called pirate or a fisherman, as news reports. Chaturanga?
Yes, we are yet to find out what the latest developments are with regard to this story that we've been following. We have Ramesh Irugal Bandara standing by at the newsroom. Ramesh?
Well, thank you, Chaturanga. Well, it's good news for the Sri Lankans because the Aris 13 vessel was freed very early in the morning today, and according to the information that we have received, it has now reached the port of Bosaso in Somalia. For the latest update on the ground situation, let's go over to Bosaso, where Reuters correspondent Abik Hassan is standing by with this special report.
The ship is arrived in Bosaso port and ceremony postponed as the Vice President of Puntland told us. He said it is too late at this time and it is 6 p.m. and they will start the ceremony of welcoming the crew and saying sorry. It will happen tomorrow morning.
We will be crossing over to Abik Hassan tomorrow as well for the latest updates on this developing story. Meanwhile, we reported yesterday that there were gunfights between the hijackers of the Aris 13 vessel and the Puntland maritime forces who were attacking the vessel in order to free this. Now, video footage of this has emerged today, and this is a look at it. Now, according to the information that we received, those visuals of those wounded individuals were locals in the Puntland area who suffered gunshot wounds during the firefight between the hijackers and the maritime forces. Now, what exactly happened over the past couple of days with regard to Aris 13? Let's take a brief recap at what exactly transpired from the time it left Colombo, headed towards where it was going. So let's take a look. On the 28th of January, Aris 13 departed Colombo and it was heading towards its final destination, rather, was the port of Mogadishu. Now, however, Aris 13 did not go to Mogadishu initially, so it was heading towards Djibouti, which is right over here. After it went to Djibouti, it had to go back to Mogadishu, so it was going back this way over the Horn of Africa when it was attacked in this maritime area by the hijackers. Initially, this is where the Aris 13 vessel lost contact. That was on the 13th of this month. Later, we understood that on the 14th of this month, that the vessel had been moved to the Alula area, located about 24 kilometers away from the place where it was initially hijacked. Later, we understood that there were marine forces of Puntland who attacked the vessel in order to rescue the crew on board, the 8 Sri Lankan crew members on board, and following successful negotiations, the vessel was freed, and it eventually ended up right here in the port city of Bosaso, where it is currently in. According to our Reuters update earlier, the crew members are safe and in the port of Bosaso. They will be welcomed by the Vice President of Puntland at a ceremony scheduled to take place tomorrow. Now, what did the government do? Here is Deputy Foreign Minister Harsha De Silva explaining what the government did in order to save these 8 Sri Lankans on board Aris 13.
The crew told us that they had no idea who was shooting. They said that there were around 70 hijackers on board and that small boats had opened fire after surrounding the vessel. We decided that we had to act immediately and we dispatched our ambassador in Dubai to meet with the owners of the vessel. The situation was serious because they were shooting at an oil tanker. Both Minister Mangal and I received phone calls stating that the crew will be killed within an hour. We called up Minister Abdul Nazir of Puntland and asked him to stop firing. Shortly afterwards, the assault stopped.
ඊට විනාඩි කිහිපයකට පස්සේ අපිට නැවෙන් ආරංචි වුණා වෙඩි තැබීම අත්හිට වුණා නැවැත්තුවා කියලා.
We received updates every 2 hours through the G-3C Orion aircraft of the Combined Maritime Forces. They were able to clearly observe what was happening on the vessel as well as what was happening in the water surrounding the vessel.
Now earlier in the day we were able to speak with the chief engineer on board the Aris 13 vessel.
Until last evening, we did not have any hope about our lives. The pirates had us surrounded. They had weapons as well. This country has a special commando force to attack pirates. The pirates are afraid of this commando force. They surrounded the pirates using 5 boats and started attacking. The pirates were going to shoot us. We felt it, but they could not do it because of the ongoing attack. Then the commandos withdrew. There are around 35 commando soldiers in the ship now. We are to reach Bosaso. They are going to hold an event there for saving us.
Now, Newsfirst was also able to speak with the relatives of Captain Nicholas Anthony, who is the skipper of Aris 13.
We are very sadly feel because our brother-in-law and our other Sri Lankan servant very worry about that one. Yesterday evening, terrible time because that is they are going the crossfire there. So they give some warning 1 hour or 2 hours within. They want to stop this fire, otherwise they will kill these people. So we push government, mostly our ministers, foreign affairs and shipping minister. Then they take a quick action and they stop and they withdraw that place. And then that place is very calm. So and my brother-in-law today early morning 1:30 he called. He told we are safe. Now we are going to Bosaso. We are released. We are going to Bosaso. That only we know.
Now, Newsfirst was also able to speak with the father of Aris 13 crew member Ruan Sampat. He shared these thoughts with Newsfirst.
We were saddened when they were taken under hostage, but now they have been freed. I would like to express my gratitude to everyone. It was Sirasa who made aware of the situation for the very first time. The process was faster because of this.
Now, Newsfirst was the first local media station in the country to report on the release of Aris 13 at around 1:30 a.m. in the morning this morning, and we will of course keep you constantly updated with regard to this developing story. It's back to the studio. Chaturanga, Stephanie, over to you.